know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett, Butler, in this. Well, this is that pretty left hook. You and your goddamn liver, fool. All right, we got to talk about this. Conor McGregor. For a while, being the bad boy had a lot of benefits for this guy. Straight out of Dublin, came through the UFC, wrecking fools, became the champ, did his thing, became an international superstar, fought Floyd Mayweather, made a grip, lost the fight, made a grip, and became worldwide superstar, guaranteed. Had a crazy rivalry with Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's a mouthful. Nurmagomedov, I said it twice. Give me my goddamn flowers. To the point where trash talk was ridiculous. Conor did all kind of crazy stuff in the bowels of the Barclays Center that got him almost indicted. And both of them, after they fought, had to get sanctions put against them, in essence, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for all kind of melees that happened around their fight. But I say all this to say the following about Conor McGregor. Recently, McGregor has been alleged to have assaulted a woman on his yacht in Ibiza last year, I believe last July. On Tuesday, Ultima Hora, a newspaper in Spain, released a report with allegations from an Irish woman saying that McGregor punched her and threatened to drown her at a party on his boat. This is crazy. The paper said that this actually will go before an investigating court in Ibiza. And yeah, they had a lot to say, but McGregor clapped back. Mr. McGregor is steadfast in his denial of all the accusations made by a guest on his boat. And this is from his spokesperson, Karen Kessler, who spoke to ESPN on Tuesday. In a statement, the woman who's unnamed initially told police that it was not McGregor but another man who attacked her immediately following the incident at the time. But because she didn't accuse him at the time, he didn't have any issues in his native Ireland. But now he's going to be investigated in Ibiza because of the allegations from the woman. McGregor apparently celebrated his birthday July 16th in Ibiza. He's been doing it big. Since his Mayweather fight, he's been doing it real big. The bread is up. And he's been letting you know. He's Versace down. He's running around the world. He got a yacht. I think he pulled up in a yacht in Abu Dhabi one time. McGregor's letting you know, I got the bag right now. But he's also been wilding before he got the super bag and after. And this is really troubling, actually, because he's getting into more incidents outside of the cage than in, especially during the time when UFC President Dana White's going through some situations of domestic violence, allegations, so to speak. He hasn't been accused of anything legally, but we've all seen the video from New Year's Eve. And McGregor, next to Dana White, are the two biggest personalities and characters in the UFC system. And to watch these two guys go through this stuff and watch their personal lives kind of collide with the business brand of the UFC, it's a pretty amazing time right now, and it's almost like an MMA reckoning, to be quite honest with you. But I want to go more into McGregor. So, McGregor celebrated his birthday July 16th of last year. The woman attended the party. She said McGregor invited her into a VIP area and then onto his yacht with McGregor's lady and his friends, because he recognized her as someone he knew from his neighborhood in Dublin. Okay, innocent enough, right? The next morning, the woman alleged McGregor got surprisingly aggressive and violent with her out of nowhere, punching her in the stomach and chin, lunging at her and threatening to drown her. The woman actually jumped into the water trying to escape McGregor and actually got picked up by the Red Cross boat. You know how serious you gotta feel like your life is in danger for you to jump off a yacht into the ocean of Ibiza? That's crazy. She said initially she didn't accuse McGregor because she was in shock, had nothing to wear but her bikini, had no money or phone, and just wanted to return to her hotel in Ibiza as quickly as possible. Now, an Ibiza judge will take statements from the woman and witnesses and then make a decision on whether McGregor will be cited for a felony. Now, here's the thing about Conor McGregor, right? He has a pattern of being off the chain and getting into legal issues. Case in point. McGregor pleaded guilty to assault after punching a man in a bar in Ireland. You know, this was in what, 2011? I'm sorry, 2022, excuse me. Or 2021, one of them. Don't quote me. No case, no face, no case. I don't know. I'm just speaking right now, but I don't know the dates and everything, but he punched a man at a bar in Ireland while promoting his Proper 12 whiskey, which he eventually sold. He was put on probation for hurling a dolly in a bus the week of a fight for the UFC in the Barclays Center. He was trying to get at Khabib because Khabib Nurmagomedov smacked his man, or his then man, Artem Lobov. They're not even friends no more, by the way. Artem said that he gave Conor the idea for Proper 12, so they're not even homies, but Conor went super dumb hard and almost caught a case in New York, and did catch a case in New York, to be quite honest. In early January 2019, a woman in Dublin, Ireland, told police she had been raped by McGregor a month before. Sheesh. She released a statement with graphic details. It's crazy. McGregor said of that lawsuit, it was investigated thoroughly over the course of 2 long years, and I was cleared of any wrongdoing, and that's it. There's so much positivity in my life. I have a great challenge ahead of me on Saturday night. This is when he was about to fight somebody. Prosecutors did not bring criminal charges to him on that, but they did not clear him of wrongdoing, and the lawsuit still, I believe, went to a jury. You know, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, MMA has fought long and hard to be considered a sport, right? Not barbarism, not barbaric, not cavemansports.com, so to speak. To watch Conor McGregor go through issue after issue after issue, all involving him assaulting somebody or abusing somebody, you know, a woman. Then you see Dana White get caught on camera slapping his wife. And these two guys are the most famous guys in the UFC system. Hands down. There's nobody bigger as a fighter than Conor McGregor. There's nobody bigger as a fighter than Conor McGregor. There's nobody bigger as an MMA boss than Dana White. And right now, MMA, you're at a crossroads. Francis Ngannou left the UFC as a champion saying, you know what? Y'all aren't gonna let me do what I want to do, chase boxing fights, take care of fighters and have advocacy and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna do it my way, and I'm out. I'm a free agent now. Who wants to holler at me? Tyson Fury immediately heard this and said, yeah, let's put this together. In fact, he even talking about let's get Mike Tyson to referee. We all know this was all fantastical, right? But at the same time, anything can happen. In the words of KG, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But MMA fought long and hard to get to the point of being sold for $4.5 billion, which the UFC did to Endeavor. MMA is here to stay. It's big. It's huge. Many felt like it was overtaking or eclipsing boxing. You know what I'm saying? People were calling boxing your grandfather's sport, and they were acting like MMA was the new kid on the block that was eclipsing boxing. But I'm going to tell you something about MMA. Anything that goes up can come down. And there's always going to be fragility in any game. The one thing you don't want is the top 2 figures in the game looking like they do bad things to women. You know, there's a lot going on, man. You know, we ain't going to get into John Jones and things he went through with his lady. I mean, there's a lot going on. And when you're in a sport like this, where you have multiple weapons, right? Ground game, striking, right? Jiu-jitsu. I mean, what you don't want is for people to look at these guys as animals. I'm gonna say it. You don't want the world to look at these guys as animals. You know how much leverage and market share this sport has gained in pop culture and people's consciousness? And you're gonna destroy this with the actions of a few. I know people are gonna say the game shouldn't be judged by the few, but you got to understand something. MMA is still on proving grounds with many people. A A lot of folks still are getting used to what this is. And as it gains traction, more eyeballs, it gets larger. The last thing the game needs is out of cage shenanigans like this that look like there's no respect for women and like people are out of control. I implore all MMA fans to start thinking about how much they love their sport and how much they're willing to tolerate from their sports heroes, because one thing is true: the more this happens, the more people will start tuning out MMA. Add slap fighting, power slap fighting to the mix, which already has a negative review from any neurologist talking about CTE, with the fact that people are not defending getting slapped directly in the face. And you have a recipe for disaster when that organization is owned also by the UFC. There's a lot going on. Combat sports, we love it. We love the one-on-one competition. We love it. What we don't love is the out-of-cage shenanigans that are now taking over the most popular personalities in the sport in the news cycle. Because that affects everyone. And if we love this, we have to protect it by being on our best behavior outside of competition. You know what it is. It's your guy, Rhett Butler. This is that Pretty Left Hook. Shout out to the whole Up On Game network. My man Dustin, Vito, Cardo, Blanco, and of course the big homie LeVar Arrington. Check us out at Pretty Left Hook Podcast on Instagram, at Rhett E. Butler on Instagram, at Pretty Left Hook on Twitter, at Reddy Butler on Twitter as well. And of course, all the Up On Game episodes on iHeart, Fox Sports, all over YouTube, and everywhere podcasts are streamed, because you know what it is, man. We outside, we love MMA, so please, let the suckers go outside. We don't need it, man. Fix your face. Peace.